dry mouth and cigarette daydreaming, which is going to be the last cigarette I have for the rest of my life because everything's so insufficient. Before I get into this, my clothes light. Wow. Let's see. Anyways, before changing into this perspective, I was an asshole to a lot of people. It's not that I was an asshole by choice. I was just really going through some things. And so I lashed out at the people who were trying to help, like legitimately trying to help. You know. But the thing is, okay, I'm going to do a hypothetical world in here, you know. The thing is, hypothetically, you know, when I met them, they weren't themselves, you know. Hypothetically, you will say that they pretended to be my mom and my family for a couple of years before even going through this situation. And so it made it so hard for me to, like, understand them, you know, like, or see them in a different light, because all I saw was one family. I didn't see the adopted, you know. I just saw the one that I kept arguing with. And so I lashed out at them in the wrong reason. And I feel bad, you know, because individually I kind of insulted them in a very aggressive manner. And a lot of times being assertive is very necessary, and not being passive or not being too passive or too aggressive, you know. And I was just crazy off the leash, you know. But it took some time. And now I'm here. And so having to have this state of mind, I am grateful. Because I wouldn't be able to speak this now if I didn't, you know. And it took me going through these classes that I kept complaining about. It took me going through this time and being homeless and being stressed out that I just keep complaining about. Because there's so many ways that things could be done, is what I keep saying, you know. That, you know, I didn't realize, you know, as I am saying these negative things towards these people, they're still turning the other cheek and helping, you know, when they could have just done is left me alone. And I wouldn't be at this state of mind. You feel me? Now, I may have developed some kind of grown status of angrish personality type of thing. I may have developed so many other things, but they strengthened me in a sense, you know. And somebody probably threw me to be homeless because they thought it was a good idea, but it was necessary for my part. He has a number 2 written on his back. Oh no, it's gone. But that said, I apologize. You know, genuinely, if I could rub a person's back, I would. If I could massage their feet, I would. But in due time, I will. It's just, right now, I gotta get me up to par, which seems so selfish, right? Like, I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't understand how to, like, repay a person when the person keeps saying, keep developing your own, you know? Like, and you're like, what do you mean? I would like to do some things differently, just for a tad bit, you know? Just a tad bit. But I guess in due time, everything's a time. There's a time for everything, you know. Like I said, if it wasn't for the past few years that I've been stressing out and just not liking, I wouldn't be at the state of mind where it's just a very careless moment. I mean, I'm not careless, but I'm more like, okay, so it happened. So can we move on? Like not in a disgusting type of way. Not in matters of me being negative towards another person, not the substance of, but in everything in general, like everything that's been going on, all this programs and whatnots. Yeah. And slowly as I get my mind back to par, I am growing appreciative on things in life. Like, I'm using my notebooks resourcefully. Like, I'm really explaining things to depth and to a certain depth that I've never done before. And so, yeah. So I guess going crazy is a bit necessary. If you want to know and understand the English of life, and if you want to see things in a different light to where you speak things differently and you usher things in differently, go a little bit nuts. And then come back to grace. Then you realize all this stuff that you were worried about before and all this bogus things that's going on ain't necessary. What's necessary is the love of your life, is the family that she has, the family that you have, the things that you got to take care of, things that you got to do, So I'm definitely seeing things in a different matter slowly. Surely and slowly. And it's a good thing. It's just makes me understand that I'm not just 31, but I'm becoming an adult. Whether at the ending of this trip I reach my goal of soulmanship or not, I'll still be grateful. Like I said, my mouth is not a nice thing to be around, especially when I'm worked up all the way and when I'm stressed out too much, And then I dissociate or I lose myself and I become a very ugly person, And you guys put up with it. So I am working on it. Just gotta bear with me just a few more minutes. I'm like stewing right now. Like my pot of stew is like the meat in there is tenderizing just right. So just give this cooking a few more minutes and let it simmer just for a long time. The longer it simmers, the better it gets. So just bear with me.